Hi, Todd Warren here in the Forecast Center with the latest on the winter storm headed through the ArkLaTex this weekend. We have some changes on the warnings from the Weather Service. Now an ice storm warning over northwest Louisiana, East Texas, and south central Arkansas. Winter storm warning for the northwestern sections of the ArkLaTex, where we could see a little bit more sleet mixed in with the freezing rain. So let's get to it this evening by 11 o'clock. And actually earlier than that, we will see the changeover to freezing rain over the northern sections of the ArkLaTex, probably starting pretty close to sunset over the northern edge of the area. That freezing line will be close to the Arkansas-Louisiana line here by 11 p.m. As we move through the nighttime hours tonight, those temperatures likely will dip down into the upper 20s to lower 30s by the time we get to tomorrow morning. So freezing rain will likely begin along the I-20 corridor here shortly before sunrise tonight. And then moving through tomorrow, we will see the changeover to freezing rain over most of the area by the time we get to the latter stages of Saturday afternoon. We'll see this first wave of freezing rain move through, and then as we go through tomorrow night, another wave of freezing rain, possibly mixed with some sleet over the northern sections of the ArkLaTex late tomorrow night and through Sunday morning. See the precipitation wrapping up during the morning hours with a few lingering flakes of snow possible over the northern parts of the area Sunday afternoon, which really won't amount to too much as far as snow accumulation, as I'll get to here in a second. Now, as far as the impacts of accumulations, there is some hope that we will not get the amount of ice that is projected by most of the models. There are really two sets of models right now, those that are colder and thicker with the cold air than those that are thinner with the cold air. The colder models show mainly sleet falling pretty much everywhere across the ArkLaTex, minus the southern sections of the area. Notice the GFS. These two models here have very little freezing rain north and more further to the south. All right. Now, what's more than likely going to happen is that all of us will get some freezing rain. I do think the amounts possibly could be higher in East Texas and northwest Louisiana and south central Arkansas. Here's where the blend of models is putting projections for freezing rain down a bit from yesterday, quarter to a half an inch across the area. I do think we will see more than this, and probably still close to a half an inch, generally speaking. And there is that chance we could see totals eclipse an inch in a few spots. In fact, here's a look at the blend of models, and the red number is representing the worst case scenario. So you can see it is possible here, especially over East Texas, northwest Louisiana, that we could see icing exceed an inch as we move through the weekend, which obviously would cause some big issues. Here's a look at potential impacts at varying levels of freezing rain. When we get to a quarter of an inch, that's when we start seeing the isolated power outages start to occur. Those become more widespread when we reach a half an inch. And when we get to an inch, we get widespread power outages that tend to be long-lasting, as there is significant tree damage done because of the weight of the ice on those tree branches. So keep your fingers crossed we get more sleet than ice, but right now, at the very least, it looks like most of us have a good shot of seeing at least a half an inch, with some areas getting at least an inch. Now, as far as the other forms of precipitation, again, some sleet will be possible at times area-wide. Futurecast kind of highlighting the best chance of seeing some sleet accumulation over the northwestern sections of the area, but not much. And you can see it really doesn't show much as far as snow. If we have any accumulating snow, northern tier of counties, an inch or less is what we would be looking at. And again, we could see a few flurries as we wrap things up on Sunday. So that being said, weather worry index still at 8, given the fact that we could see some widespread and long-lasting power outages if we do manage to get that inch of ice accumulation in spots. And even the half inch of ice accumulation will produce widespread power outages across the area. So that being said, when will we get better? Take a look at your 10-day forecast, and you can see that we will see temperatures barely rise above freezing Monday. The issue after all this ends is going to be the cold. We'll see lows in the low to middle teens Sunday night and Monday night. We should warm into the 40s starting Tuesday, and then we could see another slight chance for some rain as we move towards the end of next week, as temperatures will cool back to the 30s for highs and 20s for nighttime lows.